conversation is important and going from there. But right now it's training camp. It's time for me to lock in on 49ers football, and doing what I can to help the team.
Any particular focus for you in your off-season training physically?
Every year is very similar. There's tweaks here and there, but I think the biggest thing is just being physically in shape, strong, fast, all that, getting bigger, faster, stronger, quicker, and then just a better understanding of the offense and defenses is always something you can work on. And so a lot of the same stuff, but just continuing to grow off of OTAs.
How nice was it to have a breather? I know you hit the ground running last year, so to have the entire offseason without games, has that helped you develop a better command of the playbook?
Definitely. Yeah, I think OTAs are really important for me this year, just being able to understand what they're trying to accomplish way more in depth, not week to week, really talk about specific things. So it was great for me. I'm glad I went, and definitely feel better going into camp than week 7.
Christian, in the OTAs, it seemed like you were playing at a different level than some of the other guys out there. Did you feel like you wanted to kind of set a tone for the speed at which you practiced?
I really practice one speed. I love football. I love being out there, and I think when I'm going, I go. And that's just always been my philosophy. My mindset is try to win every rep.
Christian, I think last year after you got here, you said you realized pretty quick how bad this team wants to get over the hump and get that Super Bowl. How much do you kind of have, especially having been here now for a while, kind of feel that urgency as you go into this training camp to take that next step?
Yeah, it's huge. I think the challenge is always just staying focused on one day at a time. There's a lot that goes on before the first game starts. So for us, it's we know we have a lot of talent. We know what it takes to put it together, but putting it together is a long, tough process, and you got to go through some growing pains, some good days, some bad days, and that's what this time's for. And just about growing, learning, getting better every day, and taking it one day at a time.
What's it like for you going into a season on a team like this? Nothing against your past teams, but just being on a team loaded where that is a realistic possibility.
It's exciting. Yeah, it's definitely really exciting. I'm happy to be a part of a stacked team and a bunch of great coaches, great players, great staff. Like I said, just focus on one day at a time.
Can you describe how meaningful it is to have Brock third for day one?
Yeah, that's awesome. I think everybody was fired up, to hear that. It's a testament to him. He's put in so much work. We've kind of seen it from outside the building, but all he's done is his work, and so to the fact that he's ready to go is exciting for all of us.
With an eye on week one, how do you sort of straddle a line between, or I'm pushing through this day, as opposed to maybe I should back off a little bit, tell the coaches I should rest a little bit? As Kyle said, he trusts you to tell him that.
Yeah, I think this period is about developing a callousness for the season. You need to be, there's going to be days where you have to push through things, and there's going to be days to kind of lean off. But that's why we have such a great staff who's in charge of that. I think they've made it so easy for an OTAs for me and for other guys. And I know they make it easy for us in camp, so we don't have to think about all this stuff. They have the data, they have the metrics, and so we leave it up to them. They're the scientists and the brains behind it, so we can just go out there and play when they tell us to play and rest when they tell us to rest.
You've got a couple of running backs behind you in Jordan Mason and Ty Davis Price that didn't get a lot of passes as college players, but have been working on that in the offseason. What have you seen in that facet of the game from those two players?
It's been so good to watch them grow and learn. And I think the biggest thing when it comes to that aspect of playing the position is just an understanding of the whole concept as one, and understanding spacing and timing and when to do what. And those guys have done such a good job. We got Bobby Turner and Anthony Lynn in there. Coach T coached them up big time and gets them right. So to see their growth has been awesome.
Talking about concept, bigger picture, how much do you see just having this extra time in the playbook helping you coming up in the season?
Sorry, say the second part.
Having this extra time with the playbook and getting more in depth into it with Kyle and with Bobby Turner, how much do you see that helping you this season?
Yeah, it's huge. It's definitely a complex playbook, and just like I said, having an off season where you can not just study the plays, but get much more in depth as to why it's happening and what they're trying to accomplish on every play, and really repetition. I think repetition is the best way to learn, and it's so important to get those reps so that you can start to feel the spacing, the timing. You can start to grow with the guys that you're going to play with, learn how they play, what works inside the scheme of the offense, and think it's definitely it's much better than, like I said, showing up, figuring it out.
I know it's a different side of the ball, Christian, but what's it like for you reuniting with Steve Wilkes?
Oh, it's awesome. I saw what he did in Carolina. I saw the way everybody respected him. I had 2 stints with him in Carolina, and the narrative around him's just been the same the whole time. And so I'm excited that he's here and on our team.
Debo told us the last time we talked to him that his self-assessment was that he was awful last year after he took out. And I know players can be self-critical sometimes to motivate themselves. I wonder what you think of that assessment of him, and after you got to play with him, and you got here during the season, and he hurt his knee at one point. Have we even really seen the ways in which you guys can be utilized yet? That's it.
They say the best players are their hardest critics. And, from my point, I think Debo is one of the most special players and athletes I've ever been around. He does things with the ball in his hands that you can't coach, you can't teach. So I'm excited for him. I know he's been working extremely hard. Look, we have great coaches. We have guys who know how to put guys in space, and having him on the field is a massive advantage for us, for me, for everybody. So I'm excited to see him out here. I know he's hungry and ready to go.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Talon Noel will be next.